Alright, how's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing good, because I sure as hell am. This is a pretty big one for me. So, when I first started this channel, one of my original ideas is I wanted to do more of like a long-term review kind of thing. So this is my revisited 1-year review of the SCX24 Deadbolt NC10 pickup truck. Let's get at her. Okay, everybody, how you doing today? The Ruckus Crawler here, aka the Rolling Stoner, and I don't know what to say. This is a pretty good one. This is a pretty big one, hey? How you guys all liking this little FaceTime we got going on here? So not only is this the 1-year anniversary of me joining this hobby, getting my first Deadbolt, it's also an expansion time here in the Ruckus layer. So when I first started out, I never planned on getting into a hobby like this for it to expand as much as it did. I had my little mat here for working on my guns and maintaining them, and I was just doing that on the top of a dresser that I use for storage. So for the past year, that's what I've been doing, is I've just been standing on a dresser, or not on, but next to a dresser, wrenching on all these little rigs. So now we got ourselves this beautiful big corner desk, and our real estate has quadrupled. So that's awesome. Yeah, wow, you better, itch your cracks and grab your snacks, because there's going to be a big ramble here. Like I say, 1-year anniversary of joining the hobby, 1-year anniversary of getting my Deadbolt and the C10, and pretty much 1-year anniversary of the Garden of Wheeling as well. So we might do our own video for the Garden of Wheeling thing, but let's dive into this here. So, little backstory-ish ramble. I been into off-roading for quite a while now. Never actually really considered getting into RCing, because I'm like, I got a 4x4, I go out in the bush. And my truck, the Ram Charger, was giving me some issues for quite a while, not being very reliable, getting me out there and having the fun that I like to do on the weekends. So I had a friend help me do some work on it, and I knew he used to be into RCs. So I was like, hey man, what would you recommend for somebody just getting started with the hobby? And he said, well, I haven't owned one, but the SCX24, he said, it sounds like a pretty good rig. He said from what he heard, you can't really go wrong with that. It's a hobby grade little RC, and the whole micro thing is booming. So, a little bit of YouTubing and laughing later from watching awesome videos, mainly Crawler Baller. Yo, man, he's the one who inspired me to get into all this shit. As soon as I saw his course and what his rigs could do on there, I was like, damn, okay, I'm hooked. And then we moved in here February 1st, and boom, the garden was right there, and I just started working on it. So yeah, here is the Deadbolt. How she sits now. Wow, wow. Kinda grown a bit. In the 1 year she's been around, kind of grown quite a bit. So, officially, only stock parts left in this, I should even say part, is the inner rear axles. Every other single piece of this rig has been upgraded and tuned into what is now just a little crawling monster. So, when I first got into this, I picked up my Deadbolt for $200. Not bad, eh? $200, RTR, right out of the box, even had batteries for the remote. I was in the backyard zipping around having a blast and struggling on everything. So right away went on Amazon like most people do. I got myself an Emax servo, the Endura 60 turn or whatever their upgraded motor is, and their double barrel suspension. So I thought I was pretty hot stuff, going from a stock rig to, ooh, we got a new powertrain going, some bigger suspension, and yeah, I wasn't happy with how tall the rig was. And it took me quite a while to get that suspension part dialed in, which is, to be honest, not 100% dialed in yet. So, wow, rambling here. Initial thoughts of the SCX24 Deadbolt, bone stock out of the box. It's a fucking blast. Pardon my language. It is a frickin' blast. I was zipping around the backyard and very impressed with what that thing could do. But like anything, the more I played with it, the more I was like, well, I want to go over that, or oh, I want to go over there. And I tell you, over the year of upgrading this thing, it has just gone from struggling on some things, and now it just climbs straight up the side of other rocks. Like, it's insane. So let's open her up. So it is still the Deadbolt body. Let's start with that, I guess. Done out by Beauregard at Beauregard Paints. And would you look at that? Like, this thing is just too cool. Too freaking cool. A little backstory on that. If you're a returning viewer, you know. If you're new here, this was the original Killa Bee that I got Beauregard to do. Still just such a gorgeous body. I lost ODB. We had ODB driving this thing. We lost his head. I don't know, popped right off. So that's unfortunate. But, oh man, this rambling is just going to keep going on and on because every backstory has a backstory. So, that Killa Bee never even really meant to be in existence. What I wanted was a 2021 Mad Max clapped out Bronco. And that was originally what I talked to Beauregard about, was sending him this and getting him to make me the first clapped out 2021 Bronco. And holy fuck, did he blow the freaking thing out of the water. Like, you tell me that doesn't look like if the Mad Max car was a fucking Bronco? So, that's funny because that was when I initially got a hold of Bo. And then I just figured, well, you know, like, if you're cool with it, I got this Deadbolt body sitting here too. I might as well send that over to you as well. And when I sent it to him, I didn't actually have an idea. I was like, I'll come up with something. And I literally sent him a picture of a real life Killer Bee. And I was like, man, just do your thing. You do what you do. And let's see what you come up with. And boom, the Killer Bee was born. And I got a video about the unboxing of that too. The Killa Bee, the Mad Max Bronco. Epic. Freaking epic. So, that's where the whole Deadbolt thing started. Now we have the Toxic Bee Venger. The Crimson Bombus. And the Mud Wasp. And although I have shown these bodies and driven them around, there is a big plan for everything. A big plan for everything that I'm actually thinking is going to happen this year. So, if you're watching this now, stay tuned for that later. But yeah, so I guess we're working our way from the outside in. So, we got ourselves our Beauregard Paints custom body. And I just freaking love it. Love it so much, I got him to make a few more. I love him so much, I'm going to get him to make a few more after that new. So, yeah, let's pop this bad boy open. I'm not gonna lie, like most people, I guess I already said, I did start off on the cheaper end, just getting Endura parts for now, so I could get her upgraded and moseying on, but I realized right at the second, I just lost one of my magnets. I'm gonna have to fix that one later. But yeah, I realized right away that, man, there's a lot you can do to these trucks, and a lot of great parts out there. Not bashing Endura, I've had really good luck with a lot of their parts. I actually still have a few of their parts on here that we'll get to. But I saw this right here, the Fury Tech Komodo with the Lizard Pro. Sorry, I still haven't cleaned up all the wiring here. And that was just like, when I saw that, that was a must-have. Like, it blew my mind. I didn't even know that kind of technology was around. I was like literally in the hobby for a month at that time, and I ordered it. So my second upgrade on my Deadbolt was a freaking Lizard Pro Fury Tech Komodo and their transmission combo, and right away, man, I was hooked. I was just like, this hobby is the best thing ever. Like, I just started filming little videos in the backyard and joining Facebook groups, and what a freaking blast that all was. But I guess I'm getting ahead of myself here, kind of, because we're working our way from the outside in. Before we actually had the Killa Bee, came across a little company called Iceberg RC. And as I already mentioned, I have a full-size Ram Charger that likes to give me a headache. So, I figured why not make a reliable Ram Charger that gives me a headache. No, I'm joking. This thing never gave me a headache. So that was, again, like one of the first things I did. I did the Komodo Fury Tech swap, and then got myself this Deadbolt, sorry, not Deadbolt, this Ram Charger body from Iceberg, and I thought I was pretty hot shit. Couple months into the hobby, brushless 24 with a custom body on it. So again, these are all just things that just hooked me right away. So yeah, rambling. Komodo, Fury Tech, I plan on doing its own long-term review coming up pretty soon, so I'm not going to dive into that, but if you're interested, stay tuned on that. And then, like I mentioned, I got the Emax servo, but then upgraded that one pretty quick too, because after I got that Fury Tech system in there, I was like, well, I guess we're going all out on this build. There's no point holding back now. We got ourselves a Reef 99 servo. Man, does that thing work good. It's never given me an issue. It makes zero sounds, and it just works. It's great. And then I just started adding weight. One of the other quick first things I did was the damn it. You know, the steering links. Not the steering links. Jesus Christ, what am I? I'm having a brain fart right now, and this is all staying on camera. The high links, you know, high clearance links. Wow, why was that such a hard word to remember? High clearance links. If you don't have them, I highly recommend them. I don't have them on my 10s yet, but I got them on my 24s, and I freaking love those high clearance links. So that was one of the other first things we did. Got the Fury Tech in there. We got the Reach 99 in there. A little while later on, a little company called 3Flow 9, which I shout out in my videos every time I make use of this system because I just love it. So it's kind of hard because it's dark, everything's black in here, but we got a 3Flow 9 skid that goes up into your steering links, and the steering links themselves have ball bearings on them. So as soon as you get hung up on a rock and you just goose it with that Fury Tech power, it just pushes right up in there and you get up and over, and it's pretty crazy how well that actually works. I was very surprised. I knew they looked cool no matter what. I wanted the steering links, but with that skid plate added, highly recommend it. Just game changer. And the more powerful your rig, the better it kind of works, I found. Or, you know, maybe if you got a low power light rig, it might work even better actually. I don't know, because my shit's heavy. So, yeah. Metal drive shafts from Endura as well on here. We've got our brass weight on the back axle, aluminum axles, still Endura aluminum axles. We got the Mofo hex extenders. We got the Mofo metal steering arm things. And what else we got going on in here? We recently upgraded. So yeah, before it was the Killa Bee, before it was the Ram Charger. Wow, we're really stepping backwards here. I had these stickers from a Thor dirt biking backpack I bought way back in the day. So yeah, my little Deadbolt, I called it Little Thor. I thought that was pretty cool with that brushless motor in there. So Little Thor turned into the Ram Charger, which turned into the Killa Bee, and that's where we're sitting now. But yeah, let's get back at it. So in here, in this rat's nest, you can barely see it, but we recently got the Fly Sky GT5, and I'm loving it. I got it in the Capra, and I got it in the Killa Bee, and beautiful. Just beautiful. One of the last things I've actually put in here, I can't believe that is one of the last things I put in here. Now that I got it, if I could do it all over again, I probably would have bought that radio early on. So, let's keep on going here. Up front, we have the Endura oil shocks, which, you know, they do work pretty good. They're pretty stiff, even though my rig is weighing in at like 550 something grams. They're still pretty stiff. So I tried to bleed them a little bit better, didn't really do anything. I tried actually just taking the oil rate out of them. They still were actually really stiff. The only thing I had on hand was the 25 oil, and I put that in there, and they loosened up a little bit. So I want to get like some 15 or, you know, a really light oil to put in there. So when it's riding, it does kind of sit high, like not fully charged all the time, but it does sit pretty much fully charged. But I tell you, it still does what it's supposed to do. When I'm coming up and over rocks, these oil shocks are just keeping that front end planted down there. Great, I love them. And then on the back, before I got the oil shocks, I had them front and rear, the Mofo double barrels. I still got the Mofos on the rear, and I like them. Like, people will say they don't like the double barrels. I did take them off the front of here, and I love them on the rear. Like, the flex you get out of them is just awesome. Like, I'm not one of those guys that's just about like all the flex because I like a well-rounded rig, but having that flex in the rear end is superb. So, and then another upgrade we got in here too, boom, 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 the Maz Design titanium, cheat code, a chassis. And again, to be honest, that was one of the later mods I did on this thing, but holy frick do I love that chassis. I'll probably do a long-term review for that one too when that comes up in a few months, because yeah, if you're thinking about getting one, get it. I don't know if it shows up on the camera too well, but I specifically got the titanium. Yeah, look at that. So I could hit it with the blowtorch and brought all those beautiful titanium colors out. And wow, wow, are they great. So, as you can see, the wheels I have on here now, keep holding it up, you guys, is the Endura brass wheels. I honestly didn't read the full description. I just saw a photo of those wheels and I was like, oh, I gotta have them. I just ordered them. And when they showed up, I was like, holy shit, these things are made out of brass. Like, these things are heavy. So all of a sudden, the price for them, I was like, well, that explains why they cost a little bit more. They don't just look nice. These things add a lot of weight. And we got the newer Endura all-terrain tires that look like the Maxxis Trepidors on the 1 scale. Love them. Absolutely love them. These tires are great. But before that, I don't actually have them on hand. The first tires I ever put on there were the Endura. It's just one of the first tires they had. They're Super Swampers. And then after that, I mean, I'm just absolutely obsessed with them. Again, for the full-size rigs, I got myself some Mickey Thompson Baja Pro X from RC 4-wheel drive. And man, these tires, I just love them. For so long, I just ranted and raved. These are the original rims, too, that I got from Endura. These tires, I love the look of them. I love the performance of them. I just love them. I love them very, very much. Ranted about them a lot. Still am, even though they're not on my truck. Ooh, maybe they are, though. The C10. Bam, bam, bam. We're going to get into that one in a bit, too, but yeah. So we had originally the Endura Super Swampers. Better than stock, no doubt. Didn't grip the greatest. And then we went to the Baja Pros, which were basically, they're pretty much, in my opinion, one of the best all-around tires. They grip pretty decent on the rock, and they deal with all kinds of terrain, so you can't go wrong. But as the rig started to get bigger, I wanted bigger and bigger tires. So we got ourselves the Scramblers. And these things are quite a bit bigger. You can kind of see here. Maybe. They're taller. They're taller. Let's just say they're taller. Not as good in the muck and stuff. That Fury Tech, though, you still power through it. But on the rock, they're just amazing. Amazing. But with the height came starting to tip over more. And that's where I had to dial in my suspension more and more. So that went through a few different changes over the last year as well before we were sitting at where it was at. But as much as I love those Scramblers, a little company called Little Guy Racing Parts came out with something to even, in my opinion, maybe even knock the Mickey Thompsons off of the most badass looking tire, especially on the 24s. And I got myself the Swamp Kings. Yeah, I just love these tires. So this is the Mad Max Bronco, which I've also actually started putting the Ram Charger on. So we got that back in action now. And yeah, these tires, I just love them. I love them. I'm not going to lie, they're a bit taller than I was hoping. So when I got them, my stuff still wasn't dialed in properly. And I was just, again, flipping and flipping and flipping. But as I dialed in the rig more, the size of those tires didn't really matter, and I was obsessed with them. I love them. I still do. That's why they're on there. But then these ones came out from Endura, and yeah, they were just a must-have as well. Didn't even look at nothing, just ordered them right away. Was pleased to find out that they have a new compound that is amazing. So yeah, that was the spree of tires we've been going through. Geez, what are we at now? 18 minutes of straight up rambling, yo. That feels like I've probably missed something. I don't know. It really feels like we probably missed something. So yeah, what can I say? After a year of owning an SCX24 Deadbolt, I highly recommend it to anybody. If you've thought about it, they are great. Out of the box, they're pretty decent. They are, but as you start putting money into it, it's just what these things can do is insane. So let's take it out into the garden for a little, show you what we got, and I'll mix that in with some old footage too. So it'll be pretty cool to see how it ran back in the day and how it's running now. So if you sat through this ramble, it's time for a treat of some crawling in the garden. Thanks a lot for listening to all this. I'll see you all out there. Okay, so just another little quick one here with the deadbolt. I knew I'd forget something. There's no way. There's too much work done to this to not forget something. I mean, I guess I forgot a couple something. There's remembered right now too. So inside our aluminum axles, we have the Mofo CVD axles, and they've been working pretty good. I've actually been running them for a long time. I had some bad luck. I broke like 3 sets in a row. Not of these. Well, 1 set of these, 2 sets of stocks, and now I've been running these for the better part of a year now. I'd say probably at least 6 or 7 months, if not longer. And they've been handling it pretty good. If you've seen some of my other footage, I mean, I crammed these things in the rock, and they've been holding out. But that's not actually what I remembered. That was just another thing I remembered. The main thing I just remembered, which was a funny thing to forget, because I mean, holy, it made this truck so much better, is when I put the cheat code aluminum chassis in here, I didn't realize it was actually for the C10 pickup truck. So unfortunately, my tires were hitting the skid plates. Pretty bad. Like, pretty bad. I used my Dremel, and I cut them out as much as I could, and even with that, with my tires fully cranked over, it was touching the skid there. And I did a little, well, I was asking some friends online and found out the aluminum cheat code chassis is actually for the C10 pickup truck, which has a longer front end. But I was not discouraged because we had the Bronco sitting there. So I just pillaged the front end off of the Bronco, got that on here, and I tell you, with the C10 front end, the deadbolt rear end, giving it that extra little bit of wheel width, like, holy man, that has made a huge difference. And then, of course, the Mofo hex extenders on that, like, the wheelbase is longer and wider with all of the other upgrades. Like, it's insane. And that's been probably one of the funnest parts of this hobby is, you know, going outside, trying something, not being able to do it, getting some upgrades in it, going out there and then seeing what you can do now. And as you'll see when we're in the garden itself has just grown so much, and these obstacles have gotten more and more insane because this truck needed a more and more insane obstacle. So wow, that's another couple-minute ramble there. Enough talking about, let's get out to that garden of wheeling, baby! Alright, welcome everybody to the Garden of Wheeling section of my Year 1 review of the SCX24 Deadbolt. And I mean, really, there is only one place to start off here, and this is it right here. The OG Black Diamond. Ooh, yeah, it's a bit greasy out here. The rain finally gave up for a bit so we could come outside and get this part of the video filmed. And yeah, I wanted to start here because, as you can tell from what I called it, the Black Diamond, the first night when we moved in here, February 1st, 2022, I did as much as I could to help Kat, but man, once we were moved in, unpacked enough, I had to just come out in the backyard here and start playing with this little deadbolt. And that first night, I sat here for at least half an hour just trying this over and over and over, and it really just felt like it wasn't possible. And I had one go where I almost made it, and that gave me the confidence I needed to keep trying. And finally, after many, many attempts, we made it up. What I just called there, the Black Diamond. And yeah, so for a bone stock, not even a single mod on it yet, that was pretty much the limits. That was the hardest thing I could do. I had to hit it full speed. And then if you didn't hit it perfectly, like, oh, it was just so hard. And now I guess I was hoping to just, you know, like easily just bring it right up and over it, which I mean, it is considering doing it pretty easily. But yeah, we're in the middle of winter. Everything is wet and greasy. Boom. So there we go. Black Diamond. Let's get over to the OG Gatekeeper and we'll continue on from there.
I'm sorry, it sounds like it's screaming. Womp womp.
All right, so as you can tell from that old footage there that we had, the deadbolt made it in. She struggled, but she made it. She definitely made it. And as you'll see as we're coming up, this is that same section of the course, but a year later. And I mean, you can hardly even tell. You can hardly even tell. This course has just grown and expanded. And it just keeps growing and expanding. So it's pretty cool watching old footage and looking back and being like, oh wow, that course doesn't even look like that now. And yeah, here I am talking away, gabbing away, and whew, the rain just let up a couple hours ago, so everything is still just saturated. But that's okay. Ooh, did I get that on camera? This is a nice greasy little bit of rock here we added in recently. Yeah, I like that. That's a good little climb there, but she's greasy. So the slow crawl ain't happening too well right now with all this greasiness. And it does look like the platform here that I made to get up this ledge has sunken down a little bit over the winter. So I don't know, I used to be able to go right up the middle of it. I don't think it's gonna happen now. Ooh, she's slick too, on top of that. Ooh, oh, we're tipping. Oh, we fell. All right, we're all good though, we landed. But yeah, that spot there, I'll have to do some work on that. That's one of my favorite ledges to climb up. And we lost our support. Still not too bad. Another part of the Gatekeeper original here that has just grown so much over the last year. This being another one of my favorite ledges though. And this one here are trying to climb up. Ooh, so close though. This is part of the original garden, so this rock here has never been moved and never will be moved. It's going to be permanently a part of this course as long as I am overseer, caretaker of the Garden of Wheeling. Oh, that belly dragon is a dragon, and with this extra slipperiness, you're definitely having a bit of an issue here. Let's try nice slow. Can we get it up on that edge? Got that driver's side tire just like trying to bite on that edge there. Ooh, and we went back over the edge. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, you start the hobby in February, you do a year review for February, and everything is not in optimal crawling conditions right now thanks to the weather. But as you can see, after my 20 minutes of just going off about how much work I've put into this thing, although it's struggling, it's pretty impressive what we can still do. Yeah, I mean, back when this thing was more stock, couldn't even consider it. Boom, look at that. Are we gonna make it? Ooh, come on, you can do it. Might have to give it a little bump seat. Oh, so close with the bump. Oh, there we go, up and over. So yeah, not too bad. So, I mean, I've just kind of been going off about all the upgrades and the this and the that's, and I mean, what else could I say? Like, if you are thinking about getting an SCX24, freaking get it. Just get it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna have so much fun with it. It really doesn't matter which one you get. It's all about kind of more your personal preference of the styling of the rig. Whew. That's one of those ones, we can get this, but it's like if you don't kind of get it on that first go and you slip to the driver's side, then that's it. I tell you what. But yeah, with this Deadbolt C10, fucking the Jeeps, the Betty. I mean, maybe not so much the Bronco. I do love my Bronco. It's a great rig, but with that hard body, I'd say it's more of a shower than a goer. But again, you can just build it up to be whatever you want it to be. I personally just love my Deadbolt. So I just decided to build this one up. And I just kept building it and kept building it. And I'm pretty happy with how she came out. Yeah, even in slippery winter conditions here, we can still get ourselves up and over quite a bit of obstacles. Whew, we're right high centered though, right on that rock there. I mean, getting yourself high centered ain't gonna help you nothing. Yeah, look at that, just freaking crazy articulation here. And two, like, this is my first RC, my first build, so completely amateur made. I'm pretty happy with myself and how this little rig has turned out. I mean, I'm sure I could get the suspension dialed in a little bit more, and there's probably this and that I can do to get it going even better, but considering it was made by somebody who's never even touched an RC crawler, I'm pretty freaking happy with it. I am pretty freaking happy with it. So as I mentioned before, I will do its own video for the Garden of Wheeling. But that's a big part of it. Like, a big motivation of building this little rig up is the fact that I can come out here and build these obstacles, not be able to do it, think about it for a bit, order some parts, do some upgrades, come back out here and tackle it. And here we go. So this one here is kind of became known as the true Black Diamond, because as I showed you, the original Black Diamond, I mean, once we got some mods in, once the truck got some power, it just wasn't that difficult anymore. Where this part of the course here, it's steep, it's slick, and we got these darker rocks here too. So this obstacle here is stole the name. This is now Black Diamond, and boom. Look at that. Slowly but surely. Here, we've done it one other time. I actually haven't even really been playing around out here much because it is the winter time. Let's see, can we just get right up the side of the wall here? Which video was it? I think it was the review for these tires. We were able to just climb right up here. Like, this isn't even part of the course I've built. This is the garden wall here. Oh, and we slid off. All right, so here we are at Gatekeeper 2.0. Hopefully be able to get up this, get something done here for y'all. It's not like a total fail of a year one review. I swear, this rig is killer. It goes everywhere. It's just gotta be dry. Yeah, we are dealing with some extreme conditions out on the course today. Here we go. Oh, come on now. Just doesn't quite want to make it. Come on now. Oh, it's just that one little lip here. The rear tire needs to get over that lip. There we go. Quit being so lippy. Hey. So yeah, despite the difficulties we're having today with all of these slippery rocks, I still just love my Deadbolt. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love this course too. Like, I mean, what a great combination. If you got any kind of space, whether it be in your backyard, your basement, hell, even just a corner of a room you ain't using, just build yourself a couple of obstacles and away you go. So there we go. The main goal of that there, Gatekeeper 2.0, was to get up that natural part of the bedrock there, and I just love that section. Then, geez, here we go. These freaking ferns, they've just sagged. They've been getting rained and snowed on. You think they'd be doing healthy with how much water, but I think they're getting too much water here, sagging over the course. Another section that's kind of proven to be difficult over the last year, but we are managing to just walk through it, which is pretty ironic after how much we just struggled on other parts of the course that we normally just walk through. But I'll take it, don't get me wrong. So up here, Black Bear Ridge. Hey there, Mr. Bear. He's a friendly bear. He's just chilling, checking out the rigs as they come crawling by. part up here has never been exposed before, actually. This part has always been covered by these ferns that are now sagging the other way down the hill, so we might have to work on something in here and get us a little obstacle action going up in there. It doesn't look like it would be too hard to do, and I definitely got the rock on hand, so yeah. Another project maybe in the near future, but for now, let's just see if we can get ourselves up and over this section here. It's a greasy one. Now with all these leaves, mosses. So typically you got to get your passenger tire up this wall to kind of give you the clearance. But we keep slipping. Maybe some wheel power. Oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it. So again, this is one of those obstacles where it's a funny one. Oh, tipped it. Yeah, let's just hand it got it. I don't want to start all over from the bottom. I want to reset this video. But yeah, this obstacle here, some days we just walk right over it like it ain't even there, and other times like this, you just don't get that line quite the way you need to. And it also feels like, again, from all the rain and snow and oh no, what did the black bear do to you? But yeah, it just feels like we're in a really just nasty time of year here in the garden. All my obstacles have shifted from all the rain we've had, and damn, just damn. Well, hopefully this is still entertaining for y'all, because I was really hoping to come out here and just be like, yeah, like this is the best rig ever, even in the wet, greasy rock, it's gonna go right up and over. Which, I mean, to a certain extent it does. Okay, and this section here of the course that's got all this beautiful moss on it is a section that I haven't really touched at all. This is kind of how it was when we moved in, and it's pretty funny because this was just such an extreme part of the wall that we just couldn't really do much with. And me being an amateur builder, my downhill game up until recently was pretty much non-existent, to be honest. But here we go, we're doing a lot better now, I tell you. Some extensions, some suspension upgrades, better chassis, pretty much just better everything. And now we can finally go up and over and down and out, as well as up and the over. Whew, I don't know, we might be pushing it in here. Can we get up into this section? It looks like it's gonna be another one where the rain has just screwed me. And these ferns are just growing. They're taking the course back here. Yeah, it's some slippery rock action coming into here. So I do remember last time we came up here, I couldn't actually make it over the edge. Well, we might have difficulties again. Jeez. And we'd never have difficulties just making it up that part there, but again, because it's so wet. Oh, look at that though. Once you hook up though, you're hooked up. Got the hook up, yo. Ooh. Yeah, so let's reposition and catch up with the action over on the other side. All right, so here we are coming back over the other side, back into the first kind of main part of the garden in here. Ooh, getting a little hung up. It's all good. It is all good. So yeah, it is pretty funny. Like some of the stuff I figured, you know, wet or not, we wouldn't have much of an issue with it. And then we just can't even bloody do it. And then other parts where I was thinking to myself, I'm like, there's no way we're gonna get up and over that. Wet and greasy, doesn't even matter. There's another rock, kind of a newer section. I was thinking about putting something down there to make it easier to get up and over this, but it's kind of like a belly dragger challenge, because you know you're not going to clear this rock, so how could you get your belly to drag up and over it? And there we go, a little bit of power. That's how you do it. Apparently, just a little bit of power. Nope, not too shabby, not too shabby. Seeing how we're here in the River Bedlam, in the rock nest, might as well see if we can get up and over this rock nest monster. Ooh, we got a leaf just in there though. There we go. cleared the leaf. And then here's a nice prime example though of those all-terrain tires just gripping. This rock's not too bad in here actually. I guess if we tried to do this obstacle a couple of times, it might actually get harder. But we're doing okay. And right when I said that, this here rock is looking mighty green. It's got a lot of mildewy moss. It's not mildew. Moss? Algae. That's the word we're looking for. Ooh, it's a greasy one. I still think we can do it though. I think we just gotta commit. As soon as we get a bit of bite, we gotta get up on it. We gotta get up on it. Nope, we're sliding. Oof. Oh, we gotta reposition. Oh, we're going all the way back down. So yeah, what a test run here. As I've said already a few times, my brain, we were coming out here and I was gonna walk over every obstacle like I've done it a million times. Be like, yeah, that's my rig. And man, we are struggling with everything, and here we go up and over again. Jeez. So yeah, that's too bad. I'm not gonna lie, a little bummed out about that one. Couldn't even get up and over the rock nest monster. It is greasy out here right now. But I mean, it is what it is. We're in the middle of the winter, and to be honest, I'm even happy that we can get out here at all to do some crawling in the backyard. So I ain't gonna complain that it's a little bit harder than it normally does, because you know what? It's kind of nice to have a challenge. Would have been nice to, tackle that challenge. But, we'll take it. We still got some work done in here. We still got some places. So yeah, I guess this will kind of be it for this portion of it, which will be the end of this video. So stay tuned. We'll definitely be having the C10 Year 1 review coming up next week. And this was the SCX24 Deadbolt long-term 1-year review. And again, if you're thinking of getting one, do it. Just do it. Don't think too much about it. And like I said too, it doesn't have to be a Deadbolt. It doesn't have to be a C10. Just get yourself an SCX24 and I can guarantee you will have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This one's pretty exciting. Year 1 in the hobby. Thank you all. Thank you all to everybody who's been watching these videos, listening to my rambles. I mean, I never thought in 1 year I'd pick up a hobby, join communities in that hobby, and then also just start being a content creator for that community. And I love it. I love every minute of it. This hobby has just been too much fun. I look forward to seeing what many, many years of it will bring for myself, the hobby as a whole, and to see where we can get this channel. So if you're watching this still to the end, you absolutely freaking rock. I can't say it enough. I just so appreciate all of you, all the support, all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. It's all just so appreciated. So if you haven't already, hit that subscription, hit that bell to get notified, because we got a lot of content coming your way. Hit the like button if you didn't like it. I mean, be fair, hit the dislike button. I won't get upset. Leave a comment if you like it. We like good feedback. If you don't like it, I appreciate that feedback too, because we are always looking to better the channel. So be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Enjoy the time you have, and hopefully you enjoyed your time here and I didn't waste your time. So yeah, until then, you all be good. I'll catch you on the next one. Ruckus Crawler, out.